Wild Podcast.
Thank you for coming to the Yall Wild Podcast. This is Brice3000.
I'm Nyny.
I'm Brian.
I'm Adam.
And Brice3000. So y'all got any... Actually, how have y'all been doing?
Great, I guess.
You know, we haven't seen you in a week, so how was it? You know?
It was alright, you know, like it really flew by. It's like when you're off, it's just like it's the weekend already, and then you're back at work.
Yeah.
Brian?
I've been doing alright. I had to work the whole weekend, so I'm like glad I'm off today. So
Let's go. Oh, you're off today?
yeah, I'm off today.
Yes, sir.
So, what about you, Adam?
I'm doing alright. Just hanging out.
Just
Nothing
chilling?
much, yeah. Got communication banned on Xbox though.
You said what?
Communication banned.
What does that mean?
I can't talk to people on Xbox for like to the end of the night.
You must have been toxic, huh?
No, but you know that picture I have where I'm holding like.
Come a little closer to the mic. Adam.
You know that picture I have where I'm holding like a black like butt pussy thing that we found in the sex shop. I made that my profile picture.
Oh, okay. So
And I immediately got a notification from Xbox. They're like, you have been suspended from communications. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was literally playing with Landon. But what's weird is that it said I was communication banned, but Landon could still hear me. But I couldn't talk in game chat or anything. It was weird.
What about you, Bryce? How you been?
I've been good. I'm just like every day, it's like, wow, the days are going by so fast. So, and I'm super busy right now with school and extracurriculars and clubs and stuff. But, I mean, I'm ready for summer, so all this will be over.
I feel that.
But, I mean, we got any wild news?
The only thing I saw this morning was about the CDC, right? Yeah, the CDC is stopping the Johnson & Johnson vaccine because 6 people have, I think, 6.8 million doses developed blood clots, if I'm correct.
That's crazy.
So
That's
we
really
got a-
crazy.
Very crazy.
We got a school email saying that they won't be given vaccines for the foreseeable future.
And that's the one we got. And, you know, people would be like, oh, you know, I'm not going to get the vaccine. We don't know what's in it. You know, I guess they got a point, you know. They got, you know.
I guess so.
I read
A little bit.
that said they're just pausing it until
Yeah.
they can train doctors to like be able to treat those extreme side effects.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
imagine-
because when I got mine, like it fucked me up for like a day.
That's because you don't eat right.
Maybe so.
I wasn't sick. I eat tomatoes and eggs, you know what I'm saying? Healthy stuff. My
You also
body's
eat
built
ass,
different.
though, so.
He
I
doesn't
don't.
ask,
I do not.
So I mean, I guess you build different.
Yet.
So.
I am built different.
Would you rather have your ass eaten or eat somebody's ass?
Do you get, like, by who?
Like your significant other.
Why not both?
Okay.
Ass
I don't
eight.
know.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd rather get my ass
Really?
ate.
You really get your ass ate?
Yeah, free ass cleaning, bro.
That's interesting.
Imagine getting the poo away from your ass and on somebody else's tongue. I would rather have that instead of getting the poo from somebody else's ass onto your tongue. Think about that. No pink eye for you, baby.
I think
You're
you have to
nasty, bro.
prepare for ass eating.
Yeah.
It has to be a conversation. Like, I'm gonna eat your ass tonight. Like, take a shower.
I want to be surprised.
I think, like, wedding night, I'm definitely going to have to eat my wife's ass to let her know it's real. Like, baby, I never done this before. I'm just going to do this with you, you know, show you it's real.
I want to show you my love.
Wedding night.
Wedding night.
What if?
So you would rather eat somebody's ass? That's what you're saying?
I think so.
Think so?
You don't want your ass eaten?
I don't know.
Hypothetically.
That gotta feel weird. If
Oh
you
yeah,
like
it definitely
that.
will feel weird, but like,
Probably feels
I mean,
good.
shit.
I don't know. I guess I'm with Bryce. I'd rather do it.
team get ass eaten.
Y'all got any wild news?
Okay, so the vaccine thing is really crazy because we just got that and now they're like, oh, wait a minute. But, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, it's not as serious as
Imagine,
people
like,
are making it.
going to get a vaccine and then like damn near dying
That would be crazy.
from a shot.
This is not good because I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow.
Which
You'll be
one?
alright.
I don't know.
Is
I'm
it a
going to the
2-shot?
stadium to get it though.
2 shots?
Probably.
The stadium?
Yeah, 2 shots. Yeah.
Oh, then
Shot
it's
with
not.
stadium.
You're good.
Why are you going all over there?
Because Novant, I was gonna get it from Novant, but they were like, they fucked it all up, and they gave me my HPV shot a couple days before I was gonna get my shot.
HIV shot?
HPV, bro.
You have HPV?
No, it's a vaccine.
I'm just kidding. I've had it
But
before.
and you're not supposed to get a vaccine. So like the way vaccines work, right?
Adam does not know.
I do
This is
know.
wild
because when we went, they asked us a series of questions.
Yeah.
And one of them is like, have you got a vaccine in the last 14 days? And if you answer yes, then they can't let you get it.
Yeah,
It's
because
'cause-
so the antibodies of a vaccine, right? It takes 14 days for them to actually be able to like work. That's why you had to wait 2 weeks to get your second shot,
It's 3 weeks.
right?
Well, we got the Johnson & Johnson one.
Yeah, well, good luck getting blood clots. Anyway, so if
Homebook luck.
the antibodies of a vaccine, it takes 14 days for them to like wear off and be done. So if you get your shot within those 14 days, your second vaccine won't work because all the other antibodies are focused on the first vaccine that you got. So that's how it works.
Interesting.
I keep having these crazy revelations where it's like, you know, who am I? You know, what is a body? What is an antibody? What is a vaccine? You know?
I've been listening to too many Joe Rogan
Oh yeah.
at work. I don't even really
Too
work
many
anymore. I
Joe
just
Rogan.
listen to podcasts and kind of work. And yeah, I'll be having so many epiphanies at work. It's insane.
Check out Epiphany episode 4.
I get my second shot Friday, so pray
Wait,
for
you
me.
went to a sex shop?
She's getting her second shot.
Oh.
You got the Moderna one?
I also haven't gone to a second shot. Yes, I got
We went
Moderna.
together on my birthday.
Yeah.
I've been several times since.
That was
then.
one on Niaja's birthday.
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday, Bryce. It's Bryce's
Thank
birthday today. Everybody say happy birthday. Happy birthday, Bryce.
It's not my birthday today. I'm a Capricorn.
Toxic.
Whatever that
We're going
is.
to cut the podcast there.
Also, rest in peace, DMX. I know we touched on it on the last episode, but I don't know if it was confirmed that he died yet.
It was
It was
not.
Jink.
That's really crazy.
He
I told-
died the next day.
I told y'all, like, because when you go into a vegetative state, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Like,
You're essentially brain dead, yeah.
Not
I didn't know he
necessarily.
was 50. That's crazy.
he wasn't that old. Or is that old?
I don't
I
think
wouldn't
that's
say that.
old.
That's not-
Now,
Not really.
now that I'm 21, it's like, okay, these 20 years go by pretty fast.
Yeah. I can understand why people back in the day used to live to 50 and die. Because 20 feels like a lot of years already.
Hey, but they were living
But
their
they were
life.
they were starting shit early.
Yeah, 16? You ain't got no kids?
What you mean? Some of them like 13, bro.
Oh my gosh. Start you a farm?
I couldn't imagine.
That's
13?
crazy.
Work
Back in the
coal
day,
mine.
if your family was like 15 plus, you were elite. But if it was only like you only have 4 kids, y'all are finna die of
It's-
starvation.
You say that it's not related, but my parents both come from big families, and they only had one kid, and I can't understand.
My dad, he has 7 siblings, but
My
I only
dad has
have-
2.
I only have 3 siblings.
Now, Ruben, how does it feel to be the end of the Scott line?
I'm
You have a cousin?
gay, so
That means if she has a kid, it's
I know,
gonna
but
last.
whoa.
when I get married, they're taking my last name. I don't give a fuck.
Really?
Wait, so
We're
does,
probably gonna hyphenate it, but
does your girlfriend have a brother?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
I'm the only guy in my family, so like if I don't have kids, then that'd be the end of my bloodline, or that branch of my bloodline. So
You should go
You
ahead.
look scared there. for a
Why are
second.
you?
But I
You
was
look.
yeah, why you look so scared? You got fucking brim.
No, I was just thinking about that because, like, kids is crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh my god, I all the time I see like women talk about like horrendous side effects from pregnancy, and like
massive tits. That's one of them.
they're insane. So I can understand why some females wouldn't want to have kids.
It's scary.
This
I'm
is-
definitely scared.
Summer sends me, like, TikToks of, like, women on TikTok that, like, are like, oh, I had a pregnancy and, like, all this crazy stuff is happening. Like,
Yeah,
they can't control their bladder. Their, like, titties deflated.
Heard that.
yeah.
All that crazy stuff.
There's this model that I like, who already had like a nice body. Then she got pregnant and her boobs got like massive. So I'm excited for that when I get my
That's all
pregnant.
Adam is gonna care about.
I just want to taste.
I'm like-
I just actually, I'm gonna save this for later.
The only reason why.
But yeah, shout out to all the women that have kids because it's a big responsibility and
Yeah.
it's not easy.
Wouldn't be here without y'all.
So yeah, shout out all the women out there. We love y'all.
But like, speaking of DMX dying, Prince Philip died
Come
Was
on.
it the same
a few
day?
days ago.
That
It
man
might be the
been
same
dead,
day.
99.
Yeah,
But
it's the
think
same
about
day.
this. Think about this. I saw this on Twitter. It's like, like he's 99. So he was born. He was born in what year is
21.
it?
He was born 1920.
1920, right? So
1921. He was gonna turn 100.
something like that. And he was like, we learned about these like revolutions and these like uprisings like of India and these different African countries and stuff like that, like in high school and middle school and stuff. And it's like he was 30 at that time and he was like in charge of that. You know what I mean? Which is crazy because we think that's like kind of so far away. Like that nigga literally was like,
He was
you know,
born June 10th.
give me that sugar.
He was born June 10th, so he was gonna be 100.
Give me that turmeric.
No, did you know
You know what I mean?
he's been alive longer than India has been a free country.
But more than a lot of
Ain't that
countries,
crazy?
you know what I mean? Like India,
He said, "Fuck
Ghana, like all these different places. Like he was actually like doing that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In some capacity. So isn't that
So
crazy?
would it be fucked up if we said "fuck you, Prince Philip"? Would that be fucked up?
Absolutely not. I
No.
don't think so.
Fuck you, Prince Philip. When was gonna say that? When was gonna say that?
But I mean, it's just. I mean, that's just so crazy to me. It's also crazy that they're like kings and stuff.
Yeah.
He looked like a mummy though. Like he looked like he had been dead.
Motherfucker
Yeah.
was one shot. He was like one shock gum toy thing away from dying.
Like he looked like he'd been smoking crack cocaine.
He literally did it actually.
He was when that Meghan Markle stuff happened, when they were like somebody was like mad that, like the kid was gonna be like too dark or like too black. It had to be him. Come on now. Come on now.
He was looking purple. Like,
He was looking translucent. That's crazy. R.I.P.
No blackies in the family.
Like all you would have to do was
R.I.P.
breathe on him and he would have died. I think that's what happened.
You could
R.I.P.
dap him
my
up and
boy
he would
Philip.
have turned to dust.
He probably like coughed too hard. And that was it.
Imagine that.
That's wild.
He was a prince.
Imagine like being
Yeah,
like
imagine dying a prince.
born into like
Royalty.
a really lavish lifestyle.
Did you know he was Greek?
Yeah, he was Greek.
Or
He had to change his
into it.
religion.
The queen is German.
He's Greek.
He was Greek.
Yeah. But he had to get a title to be able to marry that bitch.
That bitch father did not like him because he was Greek.
Yeah. Can you blame him?
That bitch.
What? You don't like Greek people?
Not as much. I like the
I'm
old
weak.
Greece.
Jesus.
I like the old Greece, just not like the
I like gyros.
I heard
It's called gyros.
I heard
bro.
people who are
I thought it
from
was
Greece are
gyros.
pretty cool. You know.
They are pretty cool. They're like
I don't even speak
Like, damn.
English.
they make good food. They make good food.
She said she thought it was hero, but I don't even speak English, so I don't
thought it
know.
It's gyro.
Isn't it
I know it's gyro.
Or-
I don't think you say the G.
Oh, so it's just
Euro.
Euro.
When were they
When
gonna
I get
tell
a
me?
euro, they give you some fucking
Huh?
money.
When were they gonna tell me that?
I don't think they were.
So it's fine.
The show Mars? Nah, that's not real. Greek food.
I've never been to Show Mars.
You never been to
It's
show?
pretty
Dude,
good.
It's literally right where you
Neither
were.
have I.
It's
taking
it's,
it- I'm
it's
taking
pretty
it
good,
back.
but I get a burger, so it's like,
I mean,
is that really Greek? It's just a burger.
Lamb. No, you guys. No, you mean you guys.
I've had
I went to
lamb.
the
I like
Walmart.
lamb.
When you
The
guys
walk cart is really good.
yeah, that wasn't. But that's not Greek though. That's like that's Mediterranean technically.
Yeah.
Like
I had
Greek is also
Mediterranean
Mediterranean.
food today.
What?
Was it
From
good?
where?
That rap way place.
Oh, really? Did you sign up to get your eighth one is free or whatever?
Yeah.
I like it.
Who the fuck going there 8 times? I'm just kidding.
Summer loves it. But okay,
It's pretty good.
I messed up last time I went there because I was like, all this stuff on the menu looks kind of crazy. So I like burgers. So let me get this grain beef. It was grain.
Why would you think that was?
I thought they just fed the cow grain. I was so disappointed.
He said that shit.
I
was-
said, damn, you can really taste the grain in this bitch.
I'm weak.
But it was like vegan beef. Come on now. Can we talk about vegans? Shout out to all my vegans, but
it's a hard
couldn't do
life to be a vegan. At least for me.
yeah, it's definitely a hard life. But and I would love to be a vegan, but I just can't do it. I feel like some vegans are like obnoxious about like, these animals.
If I was
Fucking
vegan,
them
I couldn't go visit my family because Hispanic or Mexican cuisine has a lot to do with like meat. Like every plate has meat.
Most
Black
cuisines.
cuisine.
I would say most cuisines too. So.
I saw a video and this guy was like, eating meat is like natural and we need to come back to like, he was like a Native American guy. Like we need to come back to natural stuff, whatever. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
definitely like when I'm older. I definitely want to like raise my own like cattle and then kill them for me. You know what I'm saying?
The meat industry is absolutely disgusting and crazy, and it's like it like emits more carbon than like all of our cars, which is crazy. So we definitely should reduce our meat intake, or at least do something differently with it. But
I want to start eating more fish.
bacon slaps. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
absolutely.
Like, come on now.
I don't like turkey bacon.
Turkey bacon's not slapped the same.
It doesn't slap at all.
Shout out to all my Muslims and Jews out there.
It's today's Ramadan, isn't it?
Yeah, today's first day. Shout out to y'all.
Is it? Don't they like fast during that?
You fast until like the nighttime.
Interesting.
I could be a Muslim if I could eat bacon.
So you couldn't be Muslim.
So I couldn't be a Muslim.
That's so bad.
Can I bring up the Call of Duty League?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So
Adam has something to say.
So Toronto Ultra won the Major 2 tournament. They got $500,000, right? But he was crazy. Nobody expected them to win because first off they beat Optic, and then they got fucked on by FaZe, right? So then they went to the losers bracket. They beat they beat my team, the Thieves, who did pretty good, 3-0. Then they beat Rocker 3-1, and then they beat Empire 3-1. They won so many games in a row. Then they beat FaZe at the very end 5-3, and FaZe has been number 1 for the past 3 years. Isn't that crazy? Ain't that crazy?
I don't watch any
$500,000
gaming.
You should watch
$500,000
Yeah, $500,000
for.
But don't they split
a
it?
game?
Yeah, for they split it within their industry. Yeah, but
that's still a lot of money. Though.
Yeah, but no, the final tournament it's gonna be worth like 2.5 mil, if the team wins, or some shit. Isn't that crazy? I would love to be able to do that.
I just couldn't do it. I don't think any amount of money could make me obsessed that hard over a game.
A meal, I'd do anything
dude, it's
for a meal.
That's their life.
Anything.
They literally have no time but to do that. That's all they do.
If all I had to do was play video games.
Exactly.
It's
Shout out
not
to
for
Kylo Ken.
$2.5
It's
million.
not what it's. I personally feel like it's not what it's hyped up to be.
If you're good though, and you're saying if you're actually good, like naturally good, and you can get a meal, it's like, come on now, let's do this.
Is she not wearing pants? Oh no, she is.
I'd much rather play
really,
fucking video
skinny.
games than really work the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Oh,
Okay,
true, yeah.
I'm gonna name some teams. I want you to guess what their ranking is. Okay.
7.
Dallas Empire.
7.
No. What do you guys think?
7.
How many
7.
teams is there?
There's 12 teams.
Okay, so what was your name?
Dallas Empire.
11.
What you said 7?
Yeah.
They're second.
Okay.
Chicago Optic.
7.
4.
You were close.
7.
3.
Hmm.
What about Minnesota Rocker?
1.
7.
5.
They're 7.
Okay, so I'm just going to take this moment now to say that we love doing this podcast, and we love Anchor for hosting us, and I just have a quick ad for Anchor.
Shout out to Anchor.
Thank you for listening to that ad. We love Anchor, and thank you for listening to the ads. Every time you listen to the ad, you're putting money in our pockets. Not much, but it's something, so thank you for listening. And do y'all want to go to the Y'all Deep portion? I feel like we have some stuff here.
Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
So we're becoming adults, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this shit sucks.
We
It
are
does.
adults, legally.
This shit
20.
fucking sucks. I'm not even fully independent, and it fucking sucks already.
So much stuff costs money.
Everything costs money, bro.
I spent fucking 300 and some change on fucking front brakes for my car. 300 and some change.
I just died.
I just don't understand.
I take a bike.
It makes me think how much for granted I took as a kid. You know what I mean?
But most
Yeah.
of that was probably from labor.
It's that was a full paycheck though.
Yeah.
That shit
It's
hurts. But yeah, for sure. I feel like a lot of things, especially food. When my mom would pay for food, I used to get so much, and I'd be like, damn, this ain't even that expensive. But now I'm like, oh, I don't need those chips. You know what I'm saying? That should be expensive.
Last time me and my girlfriend went out to eat, she got Noodles and Company, and I came back here and made a sandwich. That's how down bad I am. I made a sandwich.
Noodles Company is so good though.
No, it's not.
It was not. It's not that good.
I don't
You
like
gotta get
pasta.
the Wisconsin mac and
like
cheese,
that.
bro, with chicken.
Nothing
Sounds
in this
disgusting.
little university area is good.
Yeah, it's not amazing. But,
Everything in this area is kind of trash.
I saw this thing on Twitter the other day that really helped me out. It's a picture of a potato. It says, "Relax, you will graduate. You will get a job. Things take time. Just enjoy where you are now." And I was like, "Thank God, a potato told me that."
I feel like
I'm stressed.
a lot of the stress of adulting comes through social media.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these internet personalities try to tell us if you're not 21 and got half a mil in the bank, what you doing with your life? Come on.
Fact.
I think that's definitely because we want to compare everything.
Yeah.
And I don't even post as much on social media, but just you do compare.
I haven't posted in
I feel like-
2 years.
But
I try not to compare, but I feel like my stresses are coming from I don't really know what the fuck I want to do with my life anymore.
Yeah.
I wish that was more but who does?
It's
I don't think anybody.
because the career field I'm going into is I'm going into it is not very flexible Like, if I'm going to be a nurse, I'm going to be a nurse. Like, it's not like I can get a degree in something else and do something else with it.
And I feel like we should talk about that more. You know what I'm saying? Because most
Yeah.
people don't know what they're doing. Even the people that know.
But I heard like a lot of jobs don't even, obviously, like, you know, you couldn't get like a business degree and like be a nurse because you wouldn't have the qualifications. But I have heard that a lot of jobs, like, all they really look for is just a degree.
Yeah, a lot of jobs.
It's not like specialized, like a nurse or like an engineer or like obviously like a doctor. It's just
My
like,
dad's boss has a degree in culinary school.
yeah.
So he basically doesn't have a degree, but he's my
You can do
dad's
whatever
boss
you want,
because he
right.
has a degree. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, and like people be like,
Why are you looking at me when you're talking about this?
"I'll be looking at
It's
all
like the
y'all.
lowest
I'll be
bucket
taking my
here.
rounds." You know what I
But
mean?
yeah, I definitely feel like a lot of us don't know what we're doing, and like you said, even people who are like in higher up positions, they don't even really know what they're doing. So I'm just trying to get this money, you know.
And the closer I get to graduation, the less I know what I want to do. You know,
Oh,
and I didn't
wow.
know what I wanted to do when I came to college, but now it's like I even
Don't know what.
more don't know what I want to do. Just because I've experienced stuff, and it's like all this stuff is like okay, but it's like, you know. And then when you look at the entry level salary of a lot of jobs, it's like, come on now, what I go to college for?
Yeah.
I just need to sugar whoever, mama, daddy, I don't give a fuck. Hey,
We talked
Hey,
about that last
if you
episode.
wanna-
Would
Let's
you
put in
rather
these
have-
applications.
Let's
you
get
want to
it.
slide in my DMs, you can.
Don't
slide
forget to
at Nyny Wild.
hit our Patreon up, and we actually got one. We'll talk about it later in the episode. But adulting
It definitely
does
sucks.
Fucking
suck.
sucks.
But when you're a kid, I feel like I was like, oh yeah.
I
I'm
can't
ready to
wait
be
till
an
I'm
adult.
18.
Or even when I was like in high school, when I was like imagining where I would be at 21, it's like not where I'm at. And part of that is
Where
like,
did-
oh, maybe I didn't work as hard, but also it's like a little bit more of reality sets in.
Where did you think you would be at 21?
I feel like at 21, I would be almost have a degree, which I do almost have a degree. But I feel like I would know exactly what I was getting ready to do, and I feel like I would, know more about my field, or that I'll be, I knew like I would have an apartment or something. But I just thought I'd be like have a little bit more stability, or I don't,
Whenever I thought about whenever I came into college, I remember everybody in like high school, all the teachers in high school were like, "This is nothing like high school. You guys need to like focus, all this stuff." They're right, but like they don't really like bring up the fact that you have to pay so much attention, put so much effort into it. Because in high school, I barely did shit. You know what I mean? All my classes were, I wouldn't say easy, but they were like stuff I was already good at. You know what I mean? Like history, math, engineering shit. You know what I mean? That was it. But like here, it's like, oh, you had to spend like I had a chemistry class that said you had to spend 40 hours, like 30 hours a week just on the homework. Not even for study, just on the homework. And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit.
They be tripping on like that.
Exactly. I'm like, do you know what I did in high school when I took chemistry? I didn't do my work. I did it in the fucking library before class.
Yeah, I mean,
And I made
that
a
was
B
our
in that
experience.
class. Like, they don't, like, I just wish it was more like high school. You know what I mean?
I wish it was, but also it's interesting how everyone's classes is different, like are different. Because for me, I feel like I don't do a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting these B's and like upper C's. So in a lot of ways, I feel like it's still like high school. Just because I feel like I just know how to cut corners, and I feel like my classes aren't as rigorous as per se like a nursing degree or an engineering degree or something like that.
I would
But
say
it's like
like with STEM classes, you kind of just gotta develop a routine.
Go ahead, Ryan. Say what you guys say.
You take your medicine today, Adam?
No, I never did.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Keep jogging. You got it. No, keep jogging, bro.
I'm stressed.
I gotta fix this.
I'm stressed all the time.
Because it's like I really do graduate next year, and I don't know what I'm
graduate
doing.
next year?
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
I don't know when I graduate.
This time next year, we really gonna be like in this shit.
That's stressful.
That's wild.
Who the fuck?
That is wild.
What the fuck?
But
You guys want to talk about what Daniel asked?
I have one more deep segment because we're gonna talk about the baby meme.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because I watch Abba and Preach, and they have like a YouTube channel, and it's really interesting. And I saw this before Daniel had mentioned it. I saw like a video about it, and it was talking about how like a lot of meme culture is like centered around like black stereotypes, or like if I pulled you like my 5 favorite memes, like they're all black people. And it's like, even when you look at Vine, it's like a lot of Vines, like, were kind of like all about black stereotypes, or that's what like the base of the joke was for like a lot of creators, like King Batch and other people. So like, how do y'all feel about that? What do you think? You know,
Does he still make videos?
not like, I'm not even sure.
Like I never
You want me
really
to look him
thought.
up?
I never thought he was funny, to be honest.
I
know he's
did.
in- I know he's in like really low budget movies though. I know that.
He's
You know
done
what
some
I'm
movie
talking
works. He was in the Drake video. You know what I mean?
about? That's
Him-
true. And he was just like,
Him with the I don't know, he was the Muslim dude who also made.
dude, yeah, that's what I mentioned last episode.
Yeah,
like,
I never found their
videos.
videos funny at all, to be honest.
I thought they were. I was with it. I thought
Oh, no, he's still
it
making
was
videos.
funny or relatable or something. Like, I engaged with that content. Like, I followed him. But that was also like when we were in middle school. So it's just crazy. Like, you know.
So like, are you saying that like the memes are like like black people, like like whatever the action is or the face is a black person, or like the caption is a black stereotype?
Either the concept of the content is based in black stereotypes in a way that doesn't deconstruct it, or it's just like we as a society find black people funny, because black people are
I was gonna
we're
say, like,
cool,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's like you don't know the intentions of everyone's laughter. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, okay, I find this funny because I relate to this, or it's just funny. Where other people can like, oh, they also find it funny, but it can be from more of a malicious viewpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how racism, like,
They be having that hard R laugh.
yeah, racism like seeps into everything. And I really love Dave Chappelle, and he was like one of the reasons he stopped his Chappelle show in like 2004 and like fled to Africa was because the audience started laughing at him
Yeah.
instead of with him. You know?
He fled to Africa.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
it was crazy. I love Dave Chappelle.
He's funny though. I know. I watched a couple of them with you. He's pretty funny.
Absolutely. And sometimes like certain content is like can be like based on a stereotype, but in a way that like deconstructs it or it's ironic. But a lot of times creators make stuff where it's like King Batch, oh, we're laughing at this because of the stereotype. Like he's not deconstructing it or looking through a new lens. You know what I
He's
mean?
Trying to get some clout.
Remember D-Storm? Remember that guy? He was like King Batch's friend. He would
A
always
little
make,
bit.
yeah. Now he's like moved on to like making like high budget like skits and shit like that. Whereas King Batch is just in commercials and stuff.
I never really found like, like there was that era where like everybody used to like do YouTube pranks. Like I was never really.
Oh my god!
My
brother-
I killed
my brother loves
father
those.
today.
I never really
It's a
watched.
prank. It's a prank, bro.
I never like vlogs or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always think it's kind of odd with like, cause like I preferred the Vine energy type Vines more than the regular like scripted shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know, like the saying, "Oh, that's Vine energy." This TikTok
Yeah, it was
is
just
Vine.
random shit.
Yeah, like random shit. That's what I like more than regular TikToks. Like when King Batch did a backflip off the wall and shit like that, or like when that Middle Eastern guy got his girlfriend's ass slapped by a big broad black dude. You know, shit like
But that's
that.
one of the ones though. That's one of the
Yeah,
ones where
exactly,
it's
like-
like it wouldn't have hit the same if it was a white dude that slapped her ass. you know?
Exactly. Because everybody's like, oh, black guy funny, you know, shit like that. Like, that's how everybody sees it. And I think it was mainly, like, non-black people who really like that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when
Yeah.
you look at TikTok or Vine, you have to, like, take in consideration your audience. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, and if your audience is, white kids, it's like, you can get into, like, a trap of, like, okay, now I need to make all my content funnier for white kids. And if you're, like, a white kid in Midwest and there's not a lot of black people, this is your only representation of black people. So, like, you're going to find more of that funny.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy, a cycle.
Because it all depends on your audience.
Yeah.
And I think Vine was mainly, like, used by white people.
But if you think about any content, it's mainly used by white people. Any American, like, most American platforms. Just because there's so many white people, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
I think I might just sit this episode
Black
out.
people are funny though. Like,
Black people are funny.
I be like looking at it's a Instagram called Embracing Black Culture.
Oh my god, I love it.
I die almost every post. Like,
Oh my god.
so relatable.
Oh my god.
Black
I love the
people.
girl that's like, she acts like your aunt or uncle, and it's like,
Oh yeah.
like the voices and everything be on, like the mannerisms. Oh my god, she's
like,
so funny.
It's like the black experience is like kind of low key lived by everybody. I mean, like all black people live the same
Absolutely.
black experience.
Absolutely. I wish I knew her so I could like, shout out her, but like, oh my god, she's so funny.
It's like that one thing I sent you where it's like when you're watching a movie in class and the teacher sits next to you, and they're like they keep on like saying hey and shit like that to you. They're like, oh,
it's like that, but it's
like
not the
that.
same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like I like that type of comedy where it's like, it's just like it relates to everybody that has experienced that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
It's crazy how
shit I
much
like.
all of us, or just as Americans, have experienced some of the same stuff. Like that dude that dresses up as like the principal.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like, I've been on the bus when the principal came on and the Kings are clacking. You know what I mean?
I one time in high school, we went to this is in middle school. We went to Atlanta for a field trip. This is what we did like every
Atlanta?
every year for 8th grade, right? And
Black History Month trip.
yeah. But so we I remember one time we were on the bus, right? And we were playing Uno, and I decided to ask this one teacher who's like a real like. You guys ever had those teachers that are like you're afraid of them because they're big, they have a deep voice, they look fucking like strong and shit. You know what I mean?
No,
You guys
but
know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
Not really, but keep going.
You don't have that teacher that you're always like kind of afraid of to talk to.
No.
No, but okay.
But go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just have demons. But
Dean.
so so on the bus, this teacher, right, was asleep on the front of the bus, and we're in the back playing Uno. I was with the cool kids, and
Playing Uno?
yeah.
If you were playing Uno, you was not a cool kid.
Yeah, I'm about to say, what the fuck?
On the back of the bus?
Yeah.
You know what you do on the back of the bus?
What?
Nothing.
But this is like an 8-hour road trip, so like we're just like chilling.
Damn, 8 hours? Was it a charter bus?
No, it was like it was technically a charter bus, yeah.
Because that would be hell on like a regular bus.
Fat.
No AC, no belt,
Fat.
no Wi-Fi.
You're like, can I put out a window? No, like the fucking driver. But so I was like, my friends were like, you Adam, I dare you to go ask Mr. Briggs to like if he wants to go play Uno. And I was like, shit, okay. So I literally walked to the front of the bus. I already got bitched at because I was walking while the bus was moving. So I'm walking to the front of the bus. I was like, Mr. Briggs, would you like to play Uno? And he literally told me to go kill myself. No joke.
No, he did not,
No,
Adam.
literally. No, he was like, Adam, I'm sleeping. Go kill yourself. Like, I don't want
No,
to play
he
Uno
did
right
not,
now.
Adam.
No, and when I got off the bus, he was like, Adam, I'm sorry that I told you that. I'm just really grumpy because I'm having to deal with all these 8th graders for an 8-hour trip. And then, so he apologized to me and all that stuff. He was like, but don't ever ask me if I want to play Uno ever again. But then my friend Jesus, that was like when we stopped at like a bus stop, you know what I mean, to get food and shit like that. And then we were in Atlanta. There's like this famous hot dog place in Atlanta, right? Famous restaurant. And they were explaining to us as we were going there to get food. They were explaining to us to all like get up in a line, like nobody leave anything, stuff like that. And my friend Jesus, the whole time Mr. Briggs is like telling us about this, he's just like, like, you know what I mean? You know, like just to annoy people. He did that shit to it, like while they're talking.
Yeah.
And I think I stopped to wait for you to answer that. But so while he was doing that, Mr. Briggs just completely like just stopped saying stuff and just stared at Jesus and he was like, please shut up, Jesus. When Jesus got off the bus, he made him sit back in the bus and didn't get to have food because he was pissing him off.
Hey, y'all need to report that.
Nah, dude, Mr. Briggs is cool. He's my history teacher, so I really enjoyed it.
I feel like that was during a time where shit could happen. And
Exactly.
It wasn't- you went in trouble
that was
for it.
back before cancer.
I definitely feel like a lot of teachers shouldn't be teachers because they don't like.
If you don't like kids, don't be a
They
teacher.
don't even like to teach.
If you don't know how to teach,
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't be a teacher.
I feel like I've had a few teachers in college and in high school where it's like, okay, you love math, that's cool, but you don't know
You
how
don't
to
love
articulate
teaching.
this information
Yeah.
to your audience. So it's like, maybe don't be a teacher. You know what I mean? Even if you love teaching, either find a way to articulate it or just don't. Because some of
I
them
would
like
say
loose in translation.
you want to hat somebody?
I would say in college. In college, sometimes if you have a TA, they're like more the professor than your professor.
True.
Yeah.
They do everything. They grade. They have office hours. Sometimes the professors don't even go to their office hours. So yeah.
I've never in my life been to office hours.
I've been to one, but if I was,
It's
that
fucking
means I
awkward.
was not
I've
doing
been
good
to
in
one
class.
and never gone back. Because you know what the teacher told me because I was struggling in the class? She's like, Anna, what you need to do, and I was like so ready for her to like actually give me like help and stuff, give me like tips and all this shit. She was like, Anna, you know what you need to do? I was like, what? And she was like, you need
Come to
to
class.
rewrite your notes. And I was like, okay. She was like, and once you're done with that, you need to type them. And I was like, why? And she was like, well, no, I'm not done yet. And once you're done typing them, rewrite them again, and then type them again. And I'm really sitting there, I'm like, This is the communications teacher. Remember?
Yeah, and she was cool. I loved her.
I hated
and
that
you
bitch.
didn't go to class. That's why you didn't know stuff.
Yeah, because it's fucking
Told
communication,
you.
bro.
But
Oh,
like
the
that's
fuck?
actually like a good technique to like write your notes like
Yeah.
several times. Like it helps you remember. Like writing the
I'm
process
supposed
of
to write my notes and I don't got no notes.
She was a good teacher.
go to class and take them. That's
Fuck
why
no.
you were failing class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some like yeah.
Shout out to the teachers that put their shit on Canvas or Blackboard or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
If it's about memorization, then that is a good technique. But if it's like math, you probably just want to do like hella practice problems. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
true. That's
would-
what I did. That's
that
what I
would-
did.
But that's a great question. Like office hours, like I remember one time I was so down bad. Like I was like I think it was stats class, and I'm horrible at math, and like I was like I need to go to these office hours so I can get some insight, maybe get some extra credit before I went. You know what I'm saying? Like I shaved my balls and put on my good underwear because I was like, if I got you,
I'm
you know, we might. You know, it was a girl professor. I was like, we got you. You know what I'm
Whoa,
saying?
that's kind of sexist, bro.
I'd fucking.
No, I'm saying I would. You know, I was prepared to like fuck her if I had to for
I
an
would.
A.
If I'm trying to get an A,
I was gonna put this out there, bro.
So I was ready.
I shaved my balls the other day, and it's perfect. Got a new razor and everything. Well, I was expecting Bryce to be happy about that. Cause
No, I support that.
Thank you.
I support that.
Shout out to my balls.
Shout out to Adam's ball.
But yeah, I completely agree. Like going to office hours is also like stressful. You know what I mean? Because like to me, it's weird going to see a teacher one-on-one instead of having like a couple hundred people in the class with you. You know what I mean?
especially when you fall asleep in class and they see you.
Yeah,
you're like,
exactly.
oh, damn.
But I'm the person who in all my classes first day I go up and like, hey, professor, I'm
Man, fuck
Bryce.
that, I don't do
Nice
that
to
shit.
meet you. Because you just want to be on good terms. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that helped me out a lot.
I feel like I was gonna start doing that. Like when I got to college, I was like, I'm gonna introduce myself. But then like, it's a whole line of people introducing themselves, and I'd be like, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna go.
I'll be in that line.
Dude, what's one of the worst things I've ever experienced that really hurt me is that there was a teacher I had at CBCC, engineering teacher. Nicest guy. He's nice. You know what I mean? He's very helpful. And he's like, he has a type of like insight that is like different than everybody else's that you're like, oh shit, like I'm actually learning shit now. You know what I mean? He has like a different way of teaching. And before I went to CBCC, he was my advisor. And I had to talk to him a lot. I met with him a couple times, all this stuff. And he knew me by name. And then on the first day of class for that class, I sat down and he was like, what's your name? And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I've met you like 10 times now and you don't know my name. I've emailed you every day and you don't know my name. But he knew this kid that he's met before, you know what I mean, but only a couple of times. And I just sat there, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? How does he not know my name?
Hey, Brian, can you turn the camera just a little bit more? Just a little bit that way?
Which way?
Just a little bit that way.
To
Show more Adam. Because there's a lot of just dead space over there.
Bro, I should fix my hair today.
Yeah, it's good.
Of course, he's always in front of the camera.
Might be
So
too
what else do you have? What else do you want to talk about? I feel like we're
We're talking
talking
about the baby shit?
Yeah, I thought we were supposed to talk about the baby.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna.
No, but I mean that was what I was talking about within the black memes, like the baby memes. It's like, especially memes like that. It's like the baby is funny, but like why is the baby funny? Because it used to be like, oh, he makes the Scooby Doo music. Like, okay, that's funny.
Or his
Well-
head is shaped like a PT Cruiser.
Yeah,
I think that was
but now
funny.
it's
Have you
like,
guys seen his new video of like him like
Surfing on
previewing his new song, and it sounds like the
Yeah.
Angry Birds theme.
yeah,
It's the funniest shit. It literally exactly sounds like it.
I don't
Yeah.
really listen to his music. I just kind of support him just because he's from Charlotte. I don't
704.
really listen to his music like that.
I mean, I
His
don't.
old stuff's pretty good.
I like some of his new stuff. It was some off the album that was like Orange that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, it's just some of it like it's something to think about. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I think I was just like one more y'all deep. On Twitter, Biden announced that he's going to withdraw all the U.S. troops from Afghanistan by 9/11, and it's crazy that we've been in Afghanistan for so long, and it's like for why? You know what I mean? And like it's for oil, but just imagine occupying a country for so long. You know?
Shout out to Britain. Thanks for taking India, you fucks. Prince, why you look brain dead when I look back at you like you look like you're dumbfounded.
I thought you said Brim.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
Britain.
with you.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said India. I have a cousin in
Oh,
India.
That
it's,
is wild.
It's Tuesday,
So-
isn't it?
How long we been up in there?
We've been there a long time, and even in the
It's the
90s,
longest war in
like
the world.
Is
in
it almost
different
20 years?
parts of
It's about
the
like 20.
Middle East. It's so crazy.
You're right, it's 20. Yeah.
But I mean, essentially for oil, you know what I mean? And it's like If we saw French soldiers every day and they were dicks, you know, we probably wouldn't like France. So it's like, okay, you know.
Nobody likes France.
It's so crazy the way, you know.
I found this out today. France has assassinated 22 leaders, 22 African leaders in the 21st century.
America's probably doubled that. Those rookie numbers.
Wow, what a surprise.
America knows how to kill some
things.
niggas, bro.
They
They is niggas killers, bro.
Without a
proficient.
trace. Without a trace.
They are proficient.
You guys see the CIA has like bragged about accidentally funding the Taliban? You guys see about that?
All types of stuff. And you got to have an enemy so that the people can rally behind it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the CIA is really sketchy. I wouldn't fuck with it.
Well, the CIA did it whenever, during the Cold War, whenever the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. They like gave them like missile launchers and all this shit.
Yeah, the Mujahideen.
Yeah.
And all them.
Mujahideen.
But yeah, I mean, it's crazy the way that works. I think y'all want to do the y'all therapist section?
No, we gotta do the baby and whatever Daniel wants.
Yeah, I mean that's what we were talking about. Just like black memes in general, like the
What we
baby
do with the other
memes.
one?
It's like, you know,
All right. So this next segment is called Y'all Therapist? Question mark. This is a new one. So y'all send out y'all's questions on our Instagram at Yall Wild Podcast.
or you can even message us personally, or you can even comment on our YouTube. If you need some advice, hit us up because we got some great wild advice. You know, take it all with a grain of salt because
Yeah.
we are wild, and we actually have.
If it ruins your life, don't blame us.
Hey, but hey, if it also makes your life great, you know,
Shout
you're
us out.
welcome,
Yeah.
You know, and I actually have
No, I want to read the questions. You just play me.
So we actually do have a
Motherfucker will not play me in TikTok.
someone that wants advice. We're gonna leave everyone anonymous unless you want to be your name out there. So we have this person that wants advice, right?
Hold on, let me ask if he wants to be anonymous.
He's gonna be anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh, did he say that?
His question
No,
is.
let me fucking read it, bro.
Okay, you got it.
Friend. How do you stop thinking about cringy moments from your past?
Anybody who wants to go?
You got it.
I think cringy moments from your past are good to think about. You know, I guess you don't want to think about it too much,
It's
but
something to build off of.
I definitely wouldn't be as less cringy as I was before if I didn't have those cringy moments. And I feel like I learned a lot from those cringy moments where it's like, okay, this is hella embarrassing. How am I going to get this not to happen again? You know?
I would say the same thing, but don't be proud of your cringy moments.
I think you should be proud of it.
Yeah. For me, I would say like he said, how to forget cringy moments in your past? Well, you just said it. It's in the past. You can't do anything about it. So.
And you have to claim it. I feel like you have
Yeah.
to accept it so you
And-
can get past it. You know
But
what I
if
mean?
you really think about it,
That's the girl that came to the Halloween party. She worked at the gas station. I'm sorry, I saw
but
somebody
if
outside.
you really think about it, it's like it's probably just cringy to you because nobody else.
No,
nobody
I'm not
else
some
really
stuff.
cares.
It's like
No,
that's
bro, I
cringe.
promise
Some of the moments that I've seen him do are like really.
No, I promise you, nobody really cares what you're doing.
Yeah.
We're all like thinking like, dang, I wonder what so and so thinks of like me doing this. Like we're all so worried about what other people think. But if you think about it, everybody's thinking that. So like in return, nobody's really worried about.
And who's
other
gonna
people.
care in a few years? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so.
What's some crazy shit y'all done that y'all want to forget about
Oh,
that we're gonna bring up
embarrassing.
right now?
Oh my god!
Yeah,
The worst feeling ever! Oh my gosh! This happened to me in college, where somebody's waving to you, but they're really waving to the person behind you.
Yes,
That's
oh,
the
that's
worst.
happening.
And you wave? Oh my god!
No, you-
That is so. And the crazy part is the dude was a dick. He just laughed at me, and they like laughed about it. I was like, "What the fuck?" We had a class together.
Do you
Fuck.
what's the worst one that I've had? Is when I tried to give that one person a high five, but I gave it on their non-able hand.
This person had like a hand that was like, yeah, it wasn't working.
Is it technically considered limp?
He has whatever problem, but
He couldn't use one of his hands.
Yeah, so I
He
tried
couldn't
to
use one.
give him a high five, and I tried to high five him on the wrong hand, and it was very awkward because I felt really bad about it.
I think one of the most common ones is like when you go get food and they're like, "Oh, enjoy your food," and then you're like, "Oh, thanks you too."
I hate that shit.
Damn. Oh my god.
Oh,
That should be so embarrassing. And you're like, damn, why did I just say that?
there's other cringy moments that are like cringy just for the time. Like when I go look at what I was wearing in like middle school, it's like, damn, You know, that was me.
I feel that. I feel like all my cringy moments have been like when I was younger, like posting on social media and shit like that.
Oh
But
my god.
I'd say like recently, it's like if I'm drunk or intoxicated, then I'll probably send some cringy shit out there. But but like you said, you just don't gotta stress too much about them because they're in the past. You already did them.
You gotta take what you need to take from that moment, and just accept it and let it go.
Yeah, for sure.
Or like this one picture I have on Instagram where it says chill nights and mellow vibes. I think about that all the time.
Some stuff is like only cringy for the time. You know what I mean? Like some stuff is like that's always like the waving thing. That's always going to be cringy. But some stuff is like, oh, why was I wearing the pink shorts with the neon shirt?
Oh my god!
Dude,
middle school.
One time in
with the Sperry's and the Nike socks.
Oh
my god!
Some guys still do that, bro.
Y'all should have stopped me.
Were they the elite socks though?
No, they weren't even elite. They just had the check.
That's sad. I'm sorry.
That was crazy.
Bryce was going through it in middle school.
Oh,
I was trying to fit in with
Luckily, we saved him somehow, some way.
No, actually, shout out to Nairobi because they definitely Nairobi and Niaja
gauge you up.
They brought you back to the good side. What are you saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
One time in elementary school, we were learning about like time and stuff like that, and she held up like a little like toy clock, and she was like, and everybody was like, what comes after 2? And it was like 3 and all this stuff. And when she got to 12, she was like, what comes after 12? And my retarded ass said 13 before anybody else said anything, and everybody turned around and laughed at me. I was so embarrassed in fucking elementary school, dude. I contemplated killing myself. I was like, bro, this is my
y'all
bad.
talking about a clock?
I know, but everybody else everybody said 1, and I was like 13.
Well,
do you know how embarrassing that is for me?
You should have been like, I'm talking to military time, baby. Big brain, come on now. Come on now, big brain.
That reminds me of like last year. Actually, I was in a Spanish class and we were going around the room telling our age. But I wasn't really I wasn't engaged because I didn't know Spanish. So it's like I'm just in this class.
You don't know Spanish now.
No, and the teacher had a lisp, and it was like I just wasn't engaged. And I met some cool people in that class. Shout out to some of y'all if y'all were in the Spanish class with me. But we were going around telling our age. But I thought we were just counting. I don't know what the person beside me said. So I said, 28. And I told him I was 28. And everyone laughed. But the professor couldn't be like, no, you're not. He's just like, okay.
Damn,
I told him I was
old.
28. And I was like, what, 20 or 19 at the time? So that was really embarrassing.
I remember
the
you came
whole
back
class
to the
laughed.
dorm after that and you complained about it. You're like, bro, I really told people I was 28 today in Spanish class.
They didn't laugh at you because you sick. Because you messed up the number. They laughed at you because you were 28. They're like, hey, oh shit! 28, damn!
It's so crazy seeing people in class with me. They're like 80. Okay, maybe not 80. This guy, he had gray hair. So he's 50s, 60s, 70s. It's like crazy. We were talking about something. And it was in like my history class. And he was like, yeah, he remembers. And it's like, that's so crazy.
Damn, you remember.
He remembers.
Wasn't even alive.
He was crazy, bro. In one of my physics class, there's this girl who sat in front of me who had her kid with her. The whole time, I didn't know that he was like, I was like, oh, it's like at the end of the year, I was like, oh shit, that's her kid. Because I saw like her like picking him up and walking out. I thought he was just like, a short kid. Like, no joke. And I was like, you know what's crazy? That motherfucker probably has a better grade than me in that class.
Yeah,
I
like,
probably,
the people who have, the older people who like I have in my classes, they've for some reason always been like the most
smarter.
No, like the most hardest workers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I guess, I mean, if you think about it, they probably like on their last chance. They probably like,
But if you're older, I feel like, because the people I've seen are like older, where it's like,
or they probably have enough money, So.
Yeah, if you're in college and you're 60, it's like either you have very good money or like you don't have a job, like you don't need to work or something. You know what I mean? You're 60 and you're getting a degree.
I feel like my grandma got a degree at 60, some shit like that.
In what year?
It's been a while, but she was 60. It was like within the last 10 years, but I think she just did it because she ain't have shit else to do. She's already retired.
Exactly. You got to be retired. That's what I'm saying.
My dad actually wants to go back to school and like learn some new shit. He also wants to teach.
Tell him you don't learn anything in college.
He also wants to be a teacher. He wants to teach insurance or whatever.
What's your dad do again? Doesn't he
He
pimp?
calls himself a nurse pimp.
Yeah, doesn't he pimp nurses? Hey, tell him hit me up in a year.
He probably could actually. He probably could you could work for him. But he needs to retire. He's fucking old now. But yeah, he sells nurses to people that got injured on the job. So let's say like at Culver's, you Like, let's say you slipped on some oil and broke your arm. You can't do anything around the house, right? But if they are under his company, like they use his company, and you end up getting him as like your, I don't really know how to describe the person, but he can sell you a nurse that can come to your house and help you out. Like what Nairobi does, essentially.
I was gonna say I do that every
Yeah.
day.
Wait, so Nairobi, you never told us about the question that was asked? I don't think.
What question?
What's your
Do you
cringiest
have
moment?
any- No.
Oh, my cringiest
like,
moment?
How do you get over that?
Oh, I just forget about it. I think about it in that moment. I be like, damn, that shit was cringy as fuck or embarrassing as fuck, and then I try to think about something else. Like I be like, don't nobody really remember that, but me.
Yeah.
But,
I don't think it's that hard to get over cringy moments.
I feel like if it's really cringy, like, oh, it might stick with you.
Like unless you're famous or like unless you're not famous and it goes viral, it's like, damn, you know. I got it.
Yeah, I feel like there's stuff that we do right now, maybe this very moment, maybe on this video, that in 5 years we're like, oh my god, I can't believe I dressed that way, or I can't believe I said that, or I can't believe I look like that, and like, oh, that's so cringy. So it's crazy, like, you know, cringy stuff happens all the time, you know.
For sure.
Some shit does not age well.
Nope.
Like when I had waves,
I love that. I love looking at pictures of
You're
you
so
walking
young.
into my room.
Did not
like,
age.
I used to have a faux hawk. What the fuck was I thinking? I mean, I was like 10, so I don't really count. But,
hey, that was popping at 10.
You used to do the ice bucket challenge?
Yeah,
I remember I didn't even get tagged, but I posted a video of me doing it.
I never did it.
I never did it.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It was so stupid.
My mom just asked how y'all are feeling, and she also sent something about the Johnson & Johnson shot.
I'm feeling good now.
She's concerned about y'all
Really?
because y'all are gonna get blood clots and die.
Really?
No, why would you say that?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
One time,
Knock
Thank
on
you.
wood.
That's fucking
Say
plastic.
wood.
I know.
That's fucking plastic. Come on now.
I think we're fine. I know
So,
I'm fine. Brian, you might. I don't
Yes.
Me, bro, come on. I'm healthier than you.
know. No, bro.
Yes.
Didn't you damn near die from it?
Yeah.
Just the shot?
Your immune system weak, bro.
My immune system is stronger than yours, bro.
No,
Them
but
allergies
you
are
in
kicking
jail.
your ass.
Allergies are kicking me, bro.
So if allergies affect you, you gotta be superior.
Shout out to
bro.
Claritin.
Last night, my fucking throat was scratchy as fuck. I was like, damn,
Mr.
ain't no
Dick,
pollen
huh?
in here. Why am I
Looks like
struggling?
a dick.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
But what do you think about the Mortal Kombat movie? I guess Nairobi doesn't really care about it, but
Nah, I was gonna say, I don't
we
give a
talked about it before.
I've never
It's
really,
gonna be trash, but maybe I'm still gonna watch it.
I've
so-
never really been a Mortal Kombat fan.
Have you guys ever seen the old Mortal Kombat movie?
Absolutely not.
Nope.
It was shit, right? It had,
course.
you know, like back in like the 80s, it had that CGI that looked horrific. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think this, like, you know, Reptile, right? So in that movie, he was like an actual lizard, and it was the most disgusting like CG I've ever seen. But I think this movie's gonna be decent, okay? Like I think it's gonna be all right. Like I think people are gonna like the Easter eggs to it, all this shit about it. But I don't think it's gonna be like. You know,
I don't think it's gonna be.
Yeah, I
good.
don't think it's gonna be like amazing. I think it's gonna be like Star Wars level, like fame. You know what
I
I
think
mean?
a lot
I
of
feel
movies
like-
nowadays aren't really good. They just all kind of try to follow the same recipe.
Yeah, it's. I think it's mainly like dominated by like sci-fi type movies now.
But
you know
even
what I mean?
like Godzilla versus Kong, like I
Don't spoil
knew
it for
that
me, I haven't
movie
seen
was
that.
going to be trash. I've never seen it, but I saw the trailer.
I think
Pretty
it's still gonna be
sure,
good.
it's
I
gonna
like
be
the
trash.
Godzilla wins. I heard King.
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass.
Bro, it's been 2 weeks. If you haven't watched the movie, like, come on.
Bro, okay, I don't got HBO Max, bro.
I
don't
do.
go outside my house.
You do?
Yeah.
You feel like a
Good.
lot of movies.
Trying to hit me up with it.
Nah.
It's not good?
That shit is expensive
I will suck your
for
dick
no
it.
reason.
How much?
So it's not good?
It's $15 a month.
Nope.
So it's not good?
I mean, I just haven't watched all the shit that's
I was
on
about to say, I
yet.
don't really watch.
It's a lot of
TV.
shit.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of movies are like they just rely on CGI and effects, and it's like this is going to sell, and it will sell because young audiences, you know, will just be like, hey, I want to watch that. You know, the robots are fighting, you know, the monsters are fighting, so they're going to get their money. So they're like, okay, we can keep making dumb movies.
Did you guys ever like the movie Pacific Rim?
I never watched it because
They were not that good. The first one was pretty good.
The first one was pretty good. I liked the first
second
one. The
one
second
was
one was
ass.
straight ass, yeah. Because they tried too hard. Like the acting was just horrible. It's
I knew it
like
was gonna be trash.
it's like it's a sense. So like let's say the Pacific Rim movie was like the prequels of Star Wars in the originals. You know what I mean? And the new Pacific Rim was the new era of Star Wars. You know how like shitty it is. Yeah, that's what, like nobody likes it. That's how it was with Pacific
I
Rim.
feel like the last movie I've seen in theaters that I really liked was Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther was great.
Black
I
That's
was
been a hot
actually
ass minute.
actually was not allowed to go to it. Bryce would not let me. I'm not even joking. Like
That's
I
good.
asked him, I was like, "Can I go see?" He was like, "Nah,
No.
bro, you gotta wait."
Yeah, you gotta wait till it comes out on DVD.
That was a great movie.
It was I remember we watched that and Thor Ragnarok
multiple times.
so much.
Thor Ragnarok is really good too.
Black Panther was the first Marvel movie I ever saw.
Hey, that's the first.
That's respectful.
It's the first good one to get to. Yeah.
And then I watched all of them recently.
Have you?
Which
Yeah.
is your least favorite?
Which one's your least favorite?
Least favorite?
I don't like
Thor
Captain
Dark
America.
World.
That one's.
Yeah, Thor the Dark World sucks. Yeah.
I don't like the first Captain America either.
You don't like the first one? Oh, that
Or
was
the
pretty
second
decent.
one.
I'm like a history nerd. So
Second one's great. Winter Soldier's great.
Yeah, Winter Soldier.
I like Civil War. Civil War.
Civil War was probably one of the best in my opinion.
I think it's one of the worst.
I love the Iron Man movies though. I don't know why.
I think my favorite ones are Black Panther, the both Guardians of the Galaxy movies, just because of the visuals,
And the music. The
and
music
probably
really gets good.
Endgame.
I like Infinity War better than Endgame.
Yeah, me too. It had more action.
I think
Wait, we didn't ask Nyny.
I don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite?
No.
What's
Black
your
Panther,
favorite?
just because. Black.
Okay, which one was the worst though?
What? Don't know. They all seem very equal
Incredible
to me.
Hulk. But
Incredible Hulk?
I have a wild take.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm gonna save it for next episode.
Well, no. What do you guys think
Let's
about?
fucking say it,
What do
because
you
you're
think?
gonna forget about it.
But no, what do you guys think about video games being like moved into movies? Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think it's a good idea or not a good idea?
They never really worked.
Don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly.
They stopped doing it.
Well, I always think like some of them could be like I feel like they could take some video games and be like, oh shit, this would be like a really good movie. You know what I mean? Like Halo. I think that'd be a dope movie to see.
What?
I was just saying the video just ended.
But I
I think it'd be trash.
I think Halo would be a dope movie, but that was when I was younger. You know what I mean? But like I think now it would be horrible. I think movies just suck. But like I feel like certain movies would be pretty cool. But maybe well, I guess technically, have you guys ever looked up cutscenes of a movie? Cutscenes of a video game? Yes, I would consider that a movie essentially because it's like 2.5 hours long, some shit like that. So.
One of my favorite games is The Last of Us, and they have like one of the best storytellings I've ever seen in the game.
Except the new
and
one.
they're actually making a movie out of it, and I feel like because it's so story driven, it could be a great movie. Even though I play the game, if it does everything that like the game does, I would still watch it. I feel like it could be a great movie. But a lot of games are like they're not very story driven. They're very combat driven, or very like just like you're playing a game. You know what I mean?
Like
so
you can't make a Call of Duty movie.
Yeah, so it's like, some movies like should, or even Mortal Kombat, is it really enough to make a movie? It's like debatable, but of course, if you can make money on it, people are going to do it. So
I think Mortal Kombat could not be a good movie, like series, because it is because the storyline is so messed up now. You know what I mean? Because like now they have to like focus on one thing, not just one that everybody knows, because it's all fucked up.
So I have some announcements. We have our first international listener. Somebody from Norway listened. Shout out to you. I don't know who you are, but if you're listening to this right now, hit me up at yallwild.com. Hit me up at Yall Wild on Yall Wild Podcast on Instagram, so we can shout you out. That's crazy. If you're still listening, I was so crazy when I saw that. I also want to say that our Patreon is up, and we actually have our first patron. Shout out to.
Wait, hold up. You want me to do it? Because I can pronounce it better. So shout out to Poobie Stinglefar, aka Daniel.
Shout out to Daniel.
Thank you for donating and watching. Also, shout out to his sister. She watched. She actually really likes you, Nairobi.
Appreciate that. I'm the best member here, obviously. But
we're going to shout out Daniel in every episode.
Yeah.
And if you want to be a patron, and if you want to get shouted out in every episode, plus see some exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and some more content like Y'all High or Y'all Wild, which or Y'all Drunk,
reviews too.
Which we can't talk about
Y'all
that
fucking
here. All types. Y'all Wild After Dark. Definitely subscribe to our Patreon and give.
help us
Shout out
out.
Daniel.
Get a little
shout
piece of
out to
change.
Daniel.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to a good cause.
What were you saying earlier?
I was just saying, help us out.
Also, sorry about the audio last episode.
It was weird.
I was so loud, dude. I don't know if you guys listened to it, but I listened to it when I was going to bed and I had to turn it off because I couldn't sleep.
I think you're subconscious about your voice or
I
something.
am,
You
okay.
should let
I
it
haven't
go.
done my podcast voice in so long.
It's so weird that we sound like the way we sound to other people is not how we sound to ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Crazy.
for sure.
But I mean, I guess y'all got anything else before we close it out?
You have anything else? I thought we were talking about other stuff.
What y'all listening to?
Yeah, what y'all been listening to?
What y'all been watching? We should do that.
New artist. Oh my God, her name's The Blossom with all caps, and she has a song called Smoke. I love that. I love that song. That's a great song. There's a part where I can add it to the end of it, so I might actually add that song to the end of it. But I love that song. Other than that, I I just want to say, Rap Caviar, y'all gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of listening to the same songs over and over.
You should find them yourself and not rely on a Spotify playlist.
I'm lazy now.
I've been listening to a lot of TK. I don't know why.
Oh
I'm
no!
waking up just choosing violence. You
So this
know?
motherfucker's gonna beat
TK.
my ass one day.
Yeah, for sure.
You said eat.
But,
Um,
God, I hope
but
so.
I've been listening to like a lot of like artists that are popping right now, but like their old stuff, like old Travis Scott, old Drake, old J. Cole, old Kendrick.
I want to point this out that last week, Bryce kept on requesting that I play All Girls Are the Same over and over and over in the car. Like, as soon as it would end, he was like, can you play that again? And I played it again, and he was just singing the whole
He was
time.
down bad.
Yeah.
I just thought of something for our next episode, but I'm not gonna share it in this episode because we're running out of time. But y'all have anything else to add?
No, I don't think so.
Well, Nairobi has to pee. So with that, thank you for coming to Yall Wild Podcast with brice3000.
9 hour.
Brian, follow me on Facebook at Brian Martinez.
And Adam.
Peace.